Okay, we're now getting ready to do the suspenders for the bodysuit. And I use a heat and bond. And, you know, all the suspenders, I gave you the dimensions of 15 inches. So what you're going to do is I usually cut my tape 14 and a half inches and then apply it. This is got tape on one side so you can press it down. There's a rough side you press down. And what I like to do is come as close to the ends as possible. I hope y'all can see this. As close as possible to the end of your suspenders. Now I'm going to let my mom, so I can video this, my mom's going to go ahead and put those on, and we're going to show you how this works. Once your tape is ironed on, and what you're going to do is you're going to remove it and leave the glue on the suspender for you. And sometimes it's not as easy as what you'd like it to be. Sometimes it's kind of hard to get off. But you're going to peel that backing off. Once you peel the backing off, then what we're going to do is proceed to do the measuring to make sure it's coordinated with the number 1, because we want the same spaces in between each suspender, so everything looks evened out. And then once we get the tape off, then what we're going to do is, of course, we want to cover those raw edges, so we're going to fold over each end of the suspender. Just fold it and press it. Okay, now we're going to fold over that first one. Then what we're going to do is we're going to lay it in, position it on the onesie. If you can see, she's laying it out, getting it positioned. Same scenario, just press each end. Okay, lay them out. And then what she's going to do, she's going to use what's called a gauge. Let me get a close-up of that gauge, Mom. A gauge is just what it says it is. A gauge is so you can, when you're using it to try to make sure everything is even. So what she's doing is measuring each side to make sure that she's lining the suspenders up evenly on each side, and then she will mark it. So once she has that lined up, gauged out and everything, she's just going to lay her iron on the suspenders to get them in place before we actually put a D-ring on, because we're going to put a D-ring on to make it look like a buckle on there.
I need some rings.
Hold on a minute, guys. Let me get some rings out. We use a D-ring. Here, let me set for a minute. We use a D-ring from Sewology. These things will fool you, okay? These will say a 1 inch on it, on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that or not. It looks kind of blurry. It'll say a 1 inch, but the number that we actually use, the item number that we actually use when we get them from Hobby Lobby, because sometimes you can find them half off, is 75520, and there's 6 pieces in this carton. So 75520. It's a D-ring, and it says 1 inch at the bottom. But sometimes you'll order something offline because you think you're getting a really good deal. You'll order a 1 inch, and then things will be huge. So you have to know how they measure their D-ring before you actually order a D-ring. And we just found it, because we tried ordering from several places, and we just found it's easier to get them from Hobby Lobby because we know what size they are when we get them. Now what she's going to do is she's going to mark each side of her ribbon for her, which is her suspenders, and she's going to mark each side so she will know where to place that D-ring, because you don't want one up high and one down low. So she's going to put 2 marks on here. Okay. She's using her ruler where she can, make sure everything is straight. Then once she does that, because she's already ironed the bottom of her suspenders to hold those in place, now she's going to place her D-rings, and then she'll finish ironing. The one thing we do want to remember, though, and I have a lot of people that has prepped for me, and this is what they do. Do not iron between the 2 blue lines that you're marking. You're marking one line where the D-ring is going to sit at the bottom, and you're marking one line at the top. That's where so you'll know where to stop sewing at. Because what happens if you iron in the center of those 2 blue marks, it's going to glue that to the shirt, and you're going to have to pull it back up and risk a chance of it ripping the ribbon or not looking right. So this is how it should look once you get the suspenders placed with your D-rings. See, everything's even. And now this one's going to get a bow tie. So after we get these suspenders sewn on, I'll get back with you and show you how we apply the bow tie. Thanks.